Hello everyone. I am Jaya Kagra, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government City College, Nayapur, Hyderabad. Today I am discussing the topic liabilities of an auditor. This is a topic from auditing. What are the liabilities where the auditor is performing the duty? Liability of negligence. A person who is appointed as an auditor, he should perform his duties by using the reasonable skills and the diligence. If auditor is found negligent in performing his duty, then he may be sued in the civil court for damage. The negligent liability arises when auditor has been negligent in examining. It means when the books of account are checked by the auditor, if he is neglecting the things, he can be fined, goes to the civil court for the damages. If any damages occur for the company, so all these damages will be paid by the auditor. So he is liable if he failed to detect the deflection and does not discover the error which he should discover because he fails to exercise a reasonable care and skill in the performance of his duty. Liabilities in case of loss. Auditor will be liable to compensate the loss which is suffered by client due to his negligence. So if at all anything happened because of auditor, so he has to pay that loss. In case of no loss, the auditor will not be held liable if there is no loss suffered by client, even the auditor is proved to be negligent. If there is no loss, but auditor is a negligent in performing his duty, so there is nothing to be compensated. If there is a loss, he is supposed to compensate. Then legal cases. So it leads to this State Building Society versus Shepherd, 1887. In this case, auditor did not care to see the provisions for carried out article. Profits were inflated by including the fictitious terms. Due to the auditor's negligence, dividends were paid out of capital, action was taken by the company, and the auditor was held liable for damages. So in this particular, they have quoted one case. So even the same, the case I have quoted. So auditor is held liable if there is any negligent by the auditor in performing his duty. Liability for misfeasance. So misfeasance means the breach of duty. Means here the breach of trust. Auditor is appointed by the company to be trusted person and he is a educated person. So in that case, if he breach of duty, if he is not performing the duty properly, so that in that case he is involving in the company losses. Means he is doing something wrong to the company may proceed against the auditor by the way of regular suit. In case of misfeasance, the company can claim damages suffered. Misleading proceedings can be taken against the auditor by the director. Promoters, managing agent. When company is in a liquidation, generally misfeasance liability arises in the case of winding up of a company. So in case of winding up of a company, in that situation, the liability is arises, or if it is any loss to the company and there is a breach of trust, so auditor is supposed to pay that amount. Criminal liability. During the course of audit, auditor may commit various offences and he becomes a criminally liable. Offences criminally liable are if auditor report does not comply with the requirement of law, if the default was done knowingly and willfully by the auditor, if it is proved that auditor has falsified the accounts and made any report, statement, balance sheet, or any document false, he will be held criminally liable. So in this situation, we can say that criminal liability during the course of audit, auditor may commit various offenses. So if any offenses are there, so the person is criminally liable. If auditor's report does not comply with the requirement of law, if the default was done knowingly or willfully by the auditor, if it is proved that auditor has falsified, It means if anything is wrong in the audit report, or if he is knowingly or willfully is doing something fault, or if the balance sheet and the statement of accounts are false and the documents are false, the person is criminally liable for those. Liability for honorary auditor. Liabilities of the paid and honorary auditors are same. In case of negligence or misdemeanors, honorary auditor cannot relieve himself from the liability. If the negligence is proved, that auditor will be held responsible and he has no excuse to say that he is not being paid or receiving less amount. As we can say, the person is appointed, once a person is appointed as an auditor, so he cannot say that he is not liable. If he is an honorary, means honorarium is paid in that situation, or he is fully appointed as an auditor. In both the cases, the auditor is responsible, and we can say he is liable for the negligence. He is supposed to pay that amount. Liability for the liability. Sometimes auditor criticizes the officers of the company in his audit report. His report should be such type that it may not defame or disgrace any person. On the other hand, if the report of an auditor is that where he is liable to pay the amount, in that situation he cannot say that I am not liable, because he is saying that the company persons, means the officers, are liable and officers are not correct. If he is mentioning in his book disgrace of any person, so he is liable for that, all those things. Liability to the third party. Auditor has no contract with the third party. He is not employed by the third party, so he has no duty to them. But the point in that, as the accounts are audited by the auditor, the third party may also see the report. Third party rely the report without the further inquiry. For example, the bank only study the certified balance sheet and lends the money to the company. Tax department and other also rely on the audited statement. Now the question is that whether the auditor is liable if they rely on the account certified by him and suffered a losses. Should he compensate the loss? The following are the cases auditor will be responsible to the third party. So what are those cases? The first case is if the statement signed by auditor was not true. So whatever the books of the statement prepared by the auditor that is not true, means he is liable for that. It was known to the auditor that the statement was not true, infected. Third party suffered a loss by relying on the statement of auditor. If any third person who is completely relying on those books of account which are checked, or I can say which are audited by the auditor, so in that case, if the third party suffered any loss, the auditor is held responsible. If the statement was made with the intention that only the other party should act on it, so in that situation, we can say that if other party is telling or they are complaining about the auditor, so he has made intentionally, he is held responsible. If auditor gave his consent for the inclusion of such statement in the prospectus, so in the situation, auditor gave the consent for the inclusion, means he is telling all the things which are related to the books of accounts, so he is held responsible for that. The next thing is investigation. What do you mean by investigation? When for a special purpose an inquiry is made into the account of the business, it is called investigation. In other words, we may say that audit which is conducted for a particular object is called investigation. To know the actual financial position of the business, it is used to examine the books of account. We may say that investigation is a kind of special audit. When for a purpose an inquiry is made into the account of the business, it is called investigation. In other words, we may say that Audit which is conducted for a particular object is called investigation. To know the actual financial position of the business, the thing is done. Means here we can say the special purpose. Until and unless the special purpose is there, they have to be checked by the person. Factors of investigation audit. Description audit means the inspection, examination, or verification of a person, organization, system, process, enterprise, project, or product. Investigation means an inquiry or the actual details of the examination of the activity. So as to achieve the certain objective, owner objective is conducted on behalf of the owner and they make the appointment. Investigation may be conducted either by the owner or by the outsider. Means if any outsider person have a doubt on the books of accounts which are checked or the inquiry is made for the special purpose, in such case the investigation has to be done for the true and fair picture of the business. Various business to business process, routine process investigation is not a regular process. So here we can say investigation is not a regular process, it is a special process. It include only an examination of the account of the business. It cover an examination of account but also covers an inquiry into other matter that are connected with the purpose for which it is undertaken, period year or the 6 months. May cover several years. Employee does not examine personally, may examine. So here we can say this thing can be done yearly or within the 6 months period of time. This is not a routine process. This is a process where it is to be done uh, on the special occasion. Difference between the audit and the investigation. So what do you mean by the auditing and what do you mean by the investigation? As we all know, audit means checking the books of accounts and one person is appointed as an auditor. So investigation is also done by the internal person or it is a outside person. In that situation where the investigation is done. The following are the important distinctive features in both the terms, basis investigation and auditing. Interested party investigation is carried out on behalf of the outsider who want to know the financial position of the business. Audit is conducted on behalf of the shareholder. So the auditing is done where the shareholders want that auditing. Nature of the work, investigation is not compulsory. Auditing is compulsory in case of joint stock company. So investigation is not a compulsory thing. Auditing is a compulsory thing in case of joint stock company. Nature of report. Investigation report is positive. Audit report have certain shortcomings. So in the audit report, it is not be clearly mentioned. In the future, the updations can be done in the audit report. But investigation report is always done at once. Submission of report. Report of investigation is submitted by the party appointed him for the investigation purpose. The report of audit is submitted to shareholder at the end of the work. Concern with the financial investigation has no concern with the financial policy of the company, whether it is followed or not. Auditor has a state of fact about it, whether it was followed or not. So in the both the cases, whether they are following it or not, it's depend on the concern. Net profit calculation, actually earning capacity, the net profit of the business is calculated in case of investigation, while it is not so in case of auditing. So net profit is nothing calculated in the auditing, just they have to check the books of account. Duplication, investigation may be conducted even the accounts are audited. Audited accounts are not audited again. So audited accounts are checked is nothing but the investigation because they have some doubt and special investigation is done for the special purpose. But in auditing, audited accounts are not done by audited again. Checking method investigation is a thorough checking of the books of account for a particular or a number of years. In case of audit, test checkings are applied. So investigation can be done for a particular period of time or number of years. But in case of audit, test checking is applied, means it can be checked yearly. Time duration, investigation may cover a period of extended over 3 to 7 years. The audits are actually the period of 1 year, means it is for 1 year, and that is completed with the financial year. The books of accounts are end. Nature of object, investigation is conducted for a particular purpose or object. The object of auditing is to be find out the correctness of statement and exhibit a true and fair view about the affairs of the business. So here, what is the object of the investigation? It is conducted for the purpose. There is an object behind the investigation. But in the auditing, what is the object? The object is to check the books of accounts and what is the correctness in those books of account, to show the true and fair picture of the particular business. So this is about the liability of the auditor, and interesting topic here in this is investigation. Thank you one and all.